Welcome. It's time for Ego School. I can't believe it's week 5 already. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope that you have been really kind of doing some self-reflection and seeing how and where and when your ego is in operation. Because that's really important. The self-discovery and the self-reflection is key in helping you to kind of take the ego out of power. It's really, really important that we start to understand how it operates. Where are your triggers? Where are you getting tripped up in your day-to-day so that your ego might be kind of launching ahead of you? And that's another classic thing that the ego loves to do, guys. The ego loves to put you in a place of fear and anxiety in taking you ahead to the future. Can you relate to that? Hi, ladies, as you're chiming in live. Hello, hello. Good to see you guys. The ego likes to keep us in this sort of like perpetual state of underlying stress where you're almost waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're waiting for something bad to happen, or you're waiting for that thing that you think of in your mind that really never happens. But it's got you in this place of, it's almost like a little trap. It's a little trap, and we don't have to be in that place. And basically what we're doing is we're learning to operate from a different system. We were so used to operating in fear, and now we're learning about operating in love, which means we have to trust, we have to listen, we have to do the inner reflection, we need to really kind of take everything under advisement and bring it to the light of truth and bring it to the surface to find out, is there any truth to this fear and ego, or is it truly that I'm just being guided to come back to my loving center and something else is trying to happen? So the ego tries to keep us in this underlying current of oh gosh, okay, I can feel the vibration of it. How can I describe it in words to you? It's like it's a numbing agent. It's just like there's a little numbing agent within that doesn't believe, that doesn't fully trust, that it's like okay, the way the Spirit's having me describe this to you guys is like, you know how if you eat something and you're like, that just didn't quite hit the spot. It smelled good when I was making it, but it just didn't do it. That's how the ego operates. It's like, it makes you feel as though, don't know, like it just, don't know if that was really it, don't know if that was really good enough. Oh, that, it puts your happiness off. Let's put it that way. It makes you not believe in the happily ever afters of your own life. And we all grew up in that. We grew up in it. Okay, so now we're getting off of the crack. We're getting off of it. So it takes a little bit of time, and the unprogramming is really important, and that's what you're undergoing. If you're taking this course, you're undergoing that. And P.S., there's going to be a great bunch of healing meditations coming. I'm just finishing them up now. Hopefully we'll load those up to you today. But it's just, the ego is, it's projecting fear and overwhelm into your now moment that projects you into the future, and it makes you question your future. Can you relate to that? Wow. Okay? So here's the thing. If you're living in your present moment, you don't question the future. Have you ever been in a situation, or been doing some art or some yoga, some dance, some meditation, walking in the park, playing with your pets, wrapping Christmas presents, doing anything that you feel like time just like there wow, like that was just, I really enjoyed that and I lost track of time. That's the present moment. Okay? In the present moment, there's no fear, guys. Oh, there's no fear in the present moment. Feel that. Put your hands on your heart. Breathe into this moment. There's no fear there. Fear lives somewhere outside of it. There's no fear. In the present moment, there's you and your breath and you sitting in your body, right? And there's peace. Even if there's chaos going on, there's still peace. Okay? Breathe into your peace. Doesn't matter that you haven't done your dishes today. Doesn't matter if you're not sure what's happening tomorrow yet. That's okay. The fear and the ego wants you to project yourself onto a future that you haven't stepped into yet. It wants you to think about something that's may never happen, or something that's trying to get your attention. And it takes you out of this moment. It takes you away from where you are now, doing what you're doing now. And so our practice is in being present with what is happening right now. And right now, you are being present with yourself, with your breath, with your body. You can feel the warmth of your own hands. You can feel your breath flowing through your body. There is no worry in the present moment. Okay, and so just softly open your eyes from here. And realize that we can be in that space of present moment realignment when we are going through our day-to-day. We have to kind of stop ourselves when we start feeling the overwhelm. You know, and honestly, a lot of times things like that can happen really easily too when, say, we're having company over, we have a deadline at work, maybe we're preparing for something, we're working on a project that means a lot to us. However, we can still find the moments of presentness as we're going through the journey of the preparations of things, instead of going, you know, into the overwhelm, because that's where the ego loves for you to live. It loves for you to live in the overwhelm. And it loves for you to live in the place of feeling scared about the unknown. Oh, that's a big one. Okay? Can you just love yourself right now? None of us knows what's going to happen tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day. We don't know. That's the truth of it. We don't know. And we actually signed up to be here now in our spirits, having a physical experience of our loving light and of the world around us and all the beauty that's available to us in every moment, no matter what kind of crap we're going through. Okay? We all signed up to do this and to have this experience. So The ego is the part of us that edges out the joy of the moment, the peace of the moment, the healing that's in the moment, the color of the moment, and also how about the nurturance that you can give to yourself in the moment when you're feeling stressed, when you're feeling, maybe you're in the overwhelm, or your body is just used to running like a refrigerator in the stress. You're used to it. That's how your nervous system was trained, and you're used to it. So now you got to realize you're in like a recovery program of getting off of the way your neurology was working, the way that your mind was working, the way that you approach things. It's all about a perception change. And as you start to do that and bring yourself back to the present moment, you start to reprogram yourself. Okay? It can happen quickly on some things. It might take a little longer on other areas, and that's okay. That's okay. Last week we talked about how the anxiety of the ego and logical minded, got to get it done, need to do this, need to do that, need to do that. It's just a constant banter. It causes the what if thinking. Again, the unknown. But how about you switch it? How about that you expect that your unknown is actually going to be great? Whoa! Your unknown can be love. It can be in love. It doesn't have to be in fear. That's a choice. Wow, that's like mind-blowing, isn't it? Your unknown, the thing you're scared of the unknown, when we're living in the fear, and when we're living in the ego, or the logical mind is trying to take over and run things because it thinks it knows everything. It doesn't. That's one part of you. It's just one part of you. Good, Ashley, you got that one. Okay? No, what happens if your unknown is freaking awesome? Guys, we got to start opening this up. You got to open it up. You have the power of unconditional love living in you. It's love. You're unchaining the fears through the power of love. Okay? That's not something that, honestly, it's not some big woo-woo concept. It's not far out there. There's just love and fear. I mean, you can choose, your future, you can program your future for love. You don't have to buy into the waiting for the other shoe to drop theory, the what if this, what if that, I really should be doing this, I should be doing that, oh my God. And then you're beating yourself up. See, that whole thing that's fear in operation right there. Okay? That's not the way. That's not the way. Okay, let's bring hands to heart again. Come into the present moment. Okay, let's ask for some truths. We're going to get a barometer here. And if you've done this exercise with me before, whether you're listening live or later to the videos, whenever you're joining this, and wherever you are in your process of learning about yourself, let's start again by checking in. When you drop into your heart, go into your space of love. What does your yes feel like? If something is a yes for you, it's an affirmation, it's an affirmative, positive yes, as if this is a direction for you to go in. yes, this is my next step. Yes, this is a great person to talk to. What does your yes feel like? What does it sound like? Just take the next minute or so to really feel into your yes. And again, maybe you've done this before, and let's just get a new yes. Okay, because sometimes we get upgraded and we've got to make a change, and that's what we're doing right now. If something's a yes for you, what does it feel like? What does it sound like? What does it give you the sensation of? Go to your yes place. Let yes fill you. Okay? And so let's pause here and just open the eyes. And if you're here live, which a couple of you are, and no matter when you take this course, or if you come back and revisit and you happen to come across this video later, pop it in. What does your yes feel like? What does it sound like? What information did you just get about yourself? Let's comment. Did you see color? Did you feel lighter? Did you hear applause? Did you feel this like explosion of joy in your heart? What happened for you? Did you feel a certain kind of warmth or a breeze across your shoulders? What just occurred for you? Okay. And Megan's saying that the yes feels strong confidence, like strong confidence. Yeah, exactly. Great. Okay. So again, that's a feeling. That's a feeling of empowerment. And Ashley is saying that space was present, quiet in my heart. Exactly. There's just an opening, right? So you're both kind of describing the same thing. That's a yes. That's a yes. And now let's feel what the no feels like. Guys, no is not bad. Let's get that straight right now. No is not bad. No is not negative. It's not toxic. It's not bad. All it is it's a barometer that's saying, honey, that's not the direction to go in. That's all it is. It's in alignment with your yes, guys. It's in alignment with your yes. All right? So let's find out what the no feels like. What does it sound like? That's a part of your truth, ladies. Okay? And the no is a lot quicker too, I find. Because we're used to that too, especially feeling the gut instinct or like just the general intuition that comes in right away. But we mistake it for fear. Okay, and we're going to talk about that a little bit in this class. Okay, something feels like a no. Where do you get it in your body? Where do you sense it? What's it sound like? Is there a color assigned to it? Do you feel like hands on shoulders, someone just pushing you down saying, no, that's not the way? What are you getting from that no? Okay, and then you can just thank your heart. Come back to a place of peace. and open your eyes when you're done. Okay, what's your no? Okay, again, don't get tangled up in it. It's not fear. It's a barometer. It's saying this is the way to go and that's not the way to go. All right. So as she's saying, it feels heavy, constriction in my body, in the chest, in the throat, in the belly. Right. Again, so for you, it's where you were feeling the openness, and in your heart you felt the openness. It's in that middle area, and now you're feeling the opposite. Okay, so it's opposites. It's opposites. That's how it works. Okay, and Megan's saying that just sharp and straightforward, a tug in my gut. Right. Again, you're getting that polar opposite. The confidence, radiant sunlight, and now you're getting the gut saying no. Like, it's just a pulling down. Thank yourself. Thank yourself. Thank your body. Thank your spirit for sharing that with you. Okay, what do you do with that information? You use it to live your life. That's what you do with it. How many times in your life have you done something or said something when you know it was a no, but you did it anyway? And how did that feel? Or how many times have you been in a space where you go, I really shouldn't be doing this, but I just don't know what to do. Like, I just can't figure it out. And you're in like a panic and a tizzy. And then you're just like acting out. I call this launching. You're just acting out of just nothing. Like, you just don't have you feel like you don't have the confidence. You don't know what you're doing. You're just, having this little dance with yourself that's like all over the place. And then you just make a decision because you want to just stop the panic. And then you make that decision and then you're like, was that the right decision? Have you ever done that? I know I have done that. In my earlier years, OMG, I did that. Before I did all this self-healing, oh my goodness. Yes, I did. Have you done that? Okay. When you listen to your yeses and nos, you're basically being guided. You're being guided as to your best path. Now, here's the thing. Logic will not like your best path many times. Okay? Let's use a simple example. All right? Let's say it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, it's a holiday. And you have checked with your heart. You have been feeling that you need some time alone. Or you have been feeling like you just needed to keep Christmas small this year, just with immediate family or just with a couple friends. And you check your heart and you listen, and your heart says, yes, you're supposed to stay home for Christmas, or fill in the blank, whatever holiday. And your logic's going, oh my God, but I should go, because what are they going to think if I'm not there? And I usually make the green bean casserole and it's not going to be there. And what are people going to say? Blah, 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 blah. And you start going in the what if. As soon as you go into the what ifs, you're in the fear. Because the fear is connected to, at this point, and you're unraveling it, and you're changing, guys. You're in the unprogramming, but a part of you is still connected with the fear and logical minded shoulds. It's still connected. Okay? Right now you're in the process of unconnecting those things. so that doesn't matter, because you're bowing your logic to your love, to your heart, so that everything can start working in alignment with one another. Okay? But right now, you still might be in the early phases of it where you're believing those what ifs. Now, in the word believe is the word lie. Just as in the word fear is in the word ear. Fear has the word ear in it. Ear is saying, come to the heart, listen, take a listen. The word believe has the word lie in it. What are you believing? What are you going to believe in? Are you going to believe in the lie, or are you going to believe in the truth? Okay, so you can see we're working with the opposites in our week 5. We're starting to really get clear with our truth and our alignment, where our yeses and our nos are, and how to recalibrate and stay in our alignment, even though, now here's where it really gets sometimes can feel like a tightrope walk, especially when you're dealing with family, people that you are being concerned about, people that you don't want to disappoint. Okay? When you have to say no, or when you are being guided not to go to that family function. Right there, the logic and the ego gets blown, because it's like, oh my God, what is that going to do? What are people going to think? What's going to happen? The what? Oh, I should be doing this. Oh, now I have to call them. Oh, geez, now it triggers a stress response. Here's the thing. If you have the absolute 100% trust and faith and partnership in yourself, in love, by you not going to that family function, you are actually in alignment with yourself, and you are giving the gift to everybody else that at that moment, because you're actually not supposed to be there. You're working with divine alignment. You are working with the partnership of all that is to help keep everybody in a state of oneness with divine intervention, let's say, with divine truth. You're actually not supposed to be there. Now, if you went and I'm not saying that you wouldn't have a good time. Maybe some of it would be a good time, but there would be a lot of stress. You would maybe feel anxious. You would have disagreement with a relative. You might be caught up in something or experience or witness something that would cause you to feel pain and suffering. Okay, you have to trust what your GPS system is guiding you to. Your God-appointed system. Your God-appointed system. You put the coordinates in on your phones and in your car, and you expect that GPS system to get you where you need to go. And you keep feeding it new information. So say you did take a wrong turn, or you didn't like that road and you put a different coordinate in. It will get you out of where you're at and help you find a new route. Guys, it's all inside of us. That's what the heart is doing. Our heart is our GPS system. So is your body. And so is your mind. Once you link your mind up to the divine mind of unconditional love. Can you feel that? When you line yourself up to love, You will start aligning your GPS system. You will strengthen your confidence. You'll strengthen that feeling of openness. You'll strengthen that lightness. You'll strengthen that truth. You'll know, okay, it's hard. It feels hard. I call it being crunchy. It feels crunchy right now to acknowledge for myself that I really am not going to respond to that text message because I hear it's a no. That I'm not going to that Thanksgiving dinner because I hear it's a no. I'm not going to go to that restaurant with friends even though they asked. I'm going to invite them over to the house instead because that's what I'm hearing is a yes. The changes that you make in your now moment when you're connected with truth is actually beneficial for everybody. It's beneficial for everyone. Now, say you follow your guidance and you go in a new direction. Some of your people are going to be PO'd that you went in a new direction. They might question you. They might try to apply guilt. They might try to just blow up your cell phone and keep texting you, keep calling you. Let them do that. That's their trigger. That's their spiraling out of control. Only respond when being guided. Love knows the way. Love knows the way. Fear does not know the way. And how do you know that for sure? Because when you're in fear, are you not spiraling around and 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 around? Do you get that? Fear does not know the way out. Your light knows the way out. Your love knows. So you have to consult your internal GPS system. You blindly will go out with your GPS in your car and let it take you wherever, and you don't know if it's going to make you get there or not. It says it's going to get you there. Okay? You're still in an unknown. You're following a robotic voice. Okay? That has been calculated. And you're trusting that. And 99% of the time it's getting you there. Sometimes it reroutes you. Sometimes it stops working. Sometimes there's glitches. Sometimes there's a number of things. You're trusting that. So trust yourself. Trust yourself. Okay? Fear doesn't know the way. Love knows the way. Now, the path of love is not straight. It's not. None of our lives are straight, guys. There's detours. The detours are there taking you out of harm's way. The detours are needed. That's, how many times even on the road have you, okay, there's a detour and they're doing construction on the highway and the detour is taking you on the back road. And you don't know where it's going, but you're following the signs. But then you see there's a creek there. Or, oh wow, I didn't know that road was there. Oh, I didn't notice there was all those trees there. I didn't notice, oh, that's actually a little shortcut. I'm going to take notice of that next time I'm going this way. You learn things. You learn things. Okay? Be okay with change. Let yourself be guided. Okay? Your consciousness of love knows the way. And it's not the way that other people think it should go. It's your way. And your way is the most valuable... the word I'm hearing is commodity. It's your most valuable commodity. That gut instinct that you have does not lie to you. That's the truth talking to you. That's the truth talking to you. Now, where we get into trouble is we don't want to face that truth sometimes. Again, because the logic and the old fear-based programming that might be triggered by you taking action on your yes, it feels new. It feels new. And sometimes we mistake the feeling of newness to that like level of excitement that feels like fear. It's a fine line, because it pumps up the endorphins and gets ourselves going a little bit. Okay, so we have to be mindful of that. All right, and we just have to keep trusting what our internal GPS is saying. Anytime you go into the shoulds, well, I should be doing this and I should be doing that, that's a boop right there. That's a stop sign. Let's check it. Should I have been doing this? And then you have to listen. Maybe it's a yes. I should have been doing that. Okay, then you realize, okay, I was procrastinating. I didn't put something, I needed to prioritize that. Then make the change. But if you hear it's a no, then you're going, okay, that was just the ego trying to stop me, make me take my joy. Okay, just, sometimes our yeses are really, they're just taking us on a different journey, and our no's are not bad. Our no's are not, our no's are not bad. They're not bad. They're right now Spirit's going, well, let's just get this straight. There's no good or bad. It just is. It's like, that's your way. This is your way. This is your way. That's your way. This is the way you go. That's your way. That's your path. And your job is to just pick your highest path. So if you're getting a no, that doesn't mean that something bad's going to happen. That still means something good's going to happen. That means good's going to happen. You got to follow your internal GPS. And you have to get off the mind crack of worrying about what other people are going to think, what they're going to say, what they're going to do, how they're going to respond, what they're going to think, what they're going to, how they're going to interact with you when you make your decisions based on your truth. Because the old you was making all your decisions based in logic and fear. Now you're consulting the real part of yourself. The part of yourself that's not making it okay for other people. It's actually you claiming yourself and saying, you know what? Like, I need some peace for me. I need to like step out of that crazy zone. I need some time for myself. Now, some people are going to think that's bad. They're going to be like, and they're not going to recognize the new you. They're going to be like, she's staying away from us. What the heck? She doesn't want to, like, why isn't she responding in the old ways? Why is she saying no to things? Why doesn't she want to come visit us? Again, that's bringing up all their fear. It's bringing up all their questions. No. That you don't have to buy into it. You can change the channel and you can just realize, okay, I realize that my changes may make other people uncomfortable because they're not living in their truth. They're not being, they haven't caught up yet with the fact that I don't jump when people say jump. They're used to the old me. The old me used to people please the heck out of everybody. The old me used to see the best in everybody to a fault of where we didn't want to even look at the dysfunction of other people and how it was affecting us. Okay, that was the old you. The new you doesn't do that. The new you has stopped the insanity. Okay? It's funny because today on Facebook I was going to post something. I didn't post it, but I was going to post, just because you're an adult doesn't mean that you know everything. Just because you're an adult doesn't mean you know everything. And how about this one? Just because you're a parent doesn't mean you know everything. Whoa. Can you feel what that truth just did when I blasted that truth out there? Whoa. Can you feel the layers being peeled off? Right? Because that light of truth sets you free. It brings more light. It opens your heart. Right? People in general, most people are doing the best that they can where they are, with what they know. And a lot of people need to go to the ego school or go to school and learn. They've got to educate themselves. Just because we're an adult doesn't mean we know everything. Doesn't mean we have mastered everything. No, we don't know everything. Love knows everything. Love knows. You know how, did you ever hear the expression, only Lord knows, only God knows. Only God knows how that's going to turn out. Lord knows what's going to happen on that one. Okay? Even when if you're binge watching your favorite show, Lord knows what's going to happen next week. Holy God. Yeah, that's right. That's actually true. Okay? So, Spirit's also saying many humans really don't know what they're doing. Are pretending to know. Don't really know how to get themselves out of a jam or a pickle. Don't really understand who they are. So here's the thing. You've made it to this program, and that means that you are learning about the truth. You're learning about who you really are. You're learning about your love. You're learning about the love that's living in you, your spirit, your truth, your connection to the higher source of unconditional love. That does know. It does know. And it's also that place within you that's not going to settle anymore for chaos. Are you done? Are you done? Round, round, and around, and around, and around. Are you done? As soon as you claim that, you're done. The light within you is going to start illuminating all the places that are dark. That's going to happen in every area of your life until you start shifting and clearing all of this stuff. Okay? Now, that process is also happening with other people. And the last part of our week 5 class is talking with you about how to notice it in other people. How to notice that other people are in their ego. How to notice that when other people are in their fear. And what do you do when you notice that in other people? Okay? So let's have a little bit of fun with this. Let's just, from your mind, ask yourself and think about it. Just think about it from the logical mind. Okay, because we're in our hearts still at the same time here. But from the logical mind, and type it in the chat, what do you recognize in another person when you feel or see or sense that they're an ego? How might they be acting? What might they be doing? How might they be talking to you? Okay, so just take a minute and just pop in some things. Or maybe you're witnessing them. Maybe you're witnessing a conversation, or you're in a business meeting, or you're with clients and you're sensing ego is present. What are you sensing in the people? Yeah. How do you know? How do you recognize the ego in other people? You can even just think about a situation of where you are in your life right now, or who's the first person that comes to your mind. And you don't need to put names or anything, but just say, list the characteristics. What are you noticing? If you sense ego is present in another, or you're going, ooh, okay, like this, and this. Okay, let's see. All right, so Megan is saying they are shut off in a way. My gut, that tug, exactly. The tug that I get, I know that they can't be trusted or they aren't genuine. Exactly. Can you see, Megan, too, how that gut feeling of that's a no was the same feeling of when you're noticing someone is in ego, or they're in fear, or they're in a program, or they're just rummaging around in their own stuff. Isn't that cool? That's cool. It's the same feelings. It's the same sense. Right? Okay. And Ashley is saying irrational fear, heavy, a lot of talk. Right. And for you, Ashley, the same thing came up with the heaviness. That's your no. It was your no. Guys, do you see it? It's your no. That's letting you know. Yes! That's letting you know that person is in ego. Yourself is letting you know it. Your internal GPS is letting you know it. So what do you do? What do you do? So you're, again, proof point, positive here, that your no is not bad. It's telling you where not to go. It's saying, watch out for that one because they're in their ego. What you want to have happen now, you're going to have to chat with them in a different way because they're in ego, they're in fear, they're in their programming, maybe they're in a childhood programming, maybe they're in their past, maybe they're somewhere projected out into their future. Any which way you look at it, they're not in the present moment. They're not present. And we know that the ego lies. It tells stories. So you're getting that tug, you're getting that irrational place, you're getting that heavy feeling because you know the stuff that's being talked about is chaos. And then you're going to feel anxious. Just the anxiety is also coming in as a barometer to say this is that person's anxiousness. That's their anxiety. You're feeling their ego. You're feeling their ego. It's not yours. And you may also be feeling your own no, which might feel yucky. It might cause anxiety for a moment because it's going, get out of the situation. This is not where you need to be. Hang up the phone, end the conversation. Okay, you're not able to place that order with that person right now. They can't deal with it. Call them back later. Hang up. Do something. Make a change. Make a change. Make a change. Or look at it from a new perspective. That person's in fear. They're not able to meet you where you need to be met right now. Or just see where they're at. And then respond in a different way. Okay? Because you can't, and this has been coming up big this week as I'm working with people. You can't speak rationally to people who are irrational. Because they can't do it. They can't do it. Not in that moment, because they're in the crazy zone. What do they have to do to get out of it? They would have to realize that they're doing it, number one. Maybe they don't realize it. Some people are so programmed into speaking constantly from their fear, constantly from their past, constantly from the future, constantly from their childhood, constantly from their pain and suffering, constantly from fear, that it becomes normal until they meet somebody like you. Right? Because you have some level of loving trust within you already. Even if it's a small amount. You know, you got the well in there. So you actually are in a very powerful place when you are in the presence of ego in another. Okay? You can make a change with yourself in oh, okay, I can't talk with that person, so I'm just gonna say, okay, thanks a lot and bye. Or maybe you are invested in that person and you see they're having a hard time. And then you check with yourself, am I supposed to help them see a new perspective? Check with yourself. If you get a yes, that's the way to go. If you get a no, that's the way to go. Okay? But either way, you're using your yeses and nos all day long for everything. And here's the piece where I bring it back to you. All right? Your own ego that's still active within you is going to launch programs of self-judgment on your new way. Can you relate to that? So that's all that is just another layer of more things that you're clearing. That's just giving you more self-empowerment. Because as soon as you recognize that you were in fear yourself, or your ego just launched a little bunch of fear programs on you, and you listen and you ask what it is, that's self-empowerment. And then it brings you back to your loving space again. Every path. Okay, here Spirit's saying, it doesn't matter how many roads you travel down, you're still going to get to your destination. You're still going to get there. You're going to get to your plateau. Expect your unknown to be in a space of greatness. And all the meanderings that you take to get you to that greatness is being guided by your internal GPS system. If you are recognizing it, if you are willing to go a new way. Because this way doesn't work. Does it work? Does it work? You getting anywhere? No. Your plateau is over here. This thing's going like this. Is it getting you anywhere? No. Love is going like this. What did it do? Yeah, you spiraled a little bit. Okay, but it brought you above. It brought you above the spiral, guys. Love is up here. Okay? Let love be your guide. That's your only true guide. Now, what happens too is when we go through this unraveling, this shedding, this awakening process, this realization, the self-discovery, yes, there's going to be pain. Because you're going to cry it out. Your body's going to tremble it out. You're going to shake it out. You're going to be stopped. You're going to feel the spiral and feel like you're being taken down, and then you have to choose. You have to listen. You have to listen, find your yeses and nos in that moment. And some of the things that many of us are unraveling and opening to and are clearing and experiencing love from our very dark pasts, our dark shit. But you're transcending it. You're transcending it when you're listening to your love GPS system. Okay? You're transcending. Love takes you here. You ever hear, okay, it's playing in my mind. It's the song Love Can Move Mountains. Celine Dion is the artist who's singing it right now. Even though there's a lot, I know that she didn't write the song, there's a lot of other artists that have sung the song. Michael McDonald might have sung the song, he's great too. But Celine, put that on. After we get done with this, put that song on. Right? Faith, trust, love. Love can move mountains. Okay? And it doesn't happen all at once that you get to that plateau. It doesn't happen all at once. It's not an elevator that just boop brings you up there. No. You have to go through the journey. You have to go through the journey. You have to go through it. Then it puts you there. Okay? The mountain, you don't just run up to the top. Okay, I did that. Now what's next? That would be the ego that just says that. Right? The journey. Guys, the journey. That's where the joy is. All right. So what questions do you have about what we talked about in week 5? Let's pop those in if you have any questions, whether they're now or afterwards. And again, please revisit the videos when you need them. You always get something new out of it, especially as you open to more and more and you get stronger at, I'm going to say not stronger. You get more loving with yourself to trust love, because love is trust. That's what it is. So as you start following your yeses and nos, you begin to build and feel the force of love that's guiding you. And so you just begin to trust your path of unknowingness, knowing that your path is going to lead you in the right direction. And here's another song for you to look up, which came up this week, by the artist Jewel. And the song is Intuition. I think that's the title of it. Yeah. Your intuition will lead you in the right direction. Might your right direction approach you towards a crazy thing that you have to open up and unravel it? Yes. That is the truth. It's either going to have you go through it, your intuition is going to have you go through it and pop, and open up all this fear and crazy dramas and stories. And yeah, because love's going to clear it out. Love's clearing it out. Your love is clearing it out. Your spirit's clearing it out. Or it might actually say, okay, yeah, here's your direction that you're going in, and we're actually going to take you around this way. So that you don't have to look at it, but you do have to trust that you're going around the bend this way. Okay? Trust your gut. Trust your heavy feelings. Trust your intuition. The no's are not bad. They're just a GPS system saying, go that way. That's the way. Go this way. Okay? No is not negative. It's not negative. It just is. It's the two sides of the coin. That's all. It's part of the yin and yang. All right? Okay, pop in any questions that you have. Listen to those two songs, Love Can Move Mountains, and the song by Jewel, Intuition, which I do think Jewel wrote that song. And dance to both of those songs. Jam out. Blast it in your room. Blast it in your living room. Jam out to it. Okay, because those people are singing and speaking truth. And that's the vibration of music. And not all music, but those two songs specifically, okay? Because those were made in truth. Those were made in love. Right? Okay, so that's cool. So that's where we are. Megan's saying, I needed this reminder. Thank you. Yes, exactly. Exactly. All right, guys. So that's where I will leave you with week 5 of our class. The meditation that I have coming has a lot of healing vibration in it for you, but it's a very practical and useful audio that has 3 different types of basic meditations, teaches some basic techniques with some spiritual chat in there, helping you to get off the crack even further. And it's just really good. Really, really good. So I'm excited to share that with you. Hoping to pop that in tonight because it's almost done. And I look forward to continuing to guide you out of the fears and into love, helping to guide you and watch you as you empower yourself. That's my greatest joy, is watching you live your truth and empower yourself through the teachings that we share here. So thank you so much, guys. Lots of love. Stay in your heart. Trust your yeses and your nos. They're leading you in the right direction. Bye, guys.